Hi, welcome to week 7 of Magoos Corner. I'm your host, Trevor Gregg, joined by the illustrious Damien Leonard, or the Big Iron Fist. How you going?
Trev, how are we?
Very good, thank you, mate. Now, we're going to go through the Division 3 reserves results from last week and also preview next week's games. So we'll have a quick look at the ladder to where we sit now. We've got Old Iggy's on top at the minute because we've got the bye situation in place, which Plimpton had the bye last week. Flinders Park 5-2 in second. Fossies 4-2. Golden Grove 4-2. I thought that would be a lot better than what that was at the minute with everything they've had going on out there.
Yeah.
Athelston also 4-2.
I would have thought they'd be a bit higher up. They're a pretty proud club, so yeah.
Pembroke, Plimpton, Mitcham and Seaton. Now, Mitcham's just been on that downward spiral for a little bit now, and Seaton's just there.
Yeah, Mitcham were a strong B grade side and A grade side a few years ago, back when we were in the lower divisions, but back 3 and 4. So they'll be disappointed with where they've come from, and I suppose we're in the same boat with the twos at the minute. So
well, pretty much. So spade to spade.
Yeah.
First game was Flinders Park taking on, of course, Seaton Ramblers, and it was 28-20, 188 to 2 points.
Yeah. So big win here for Flinders Park. Dyer chipping in with 7, it's almost impossible to ground his big ass. So Trelaw with 6, Fitzgerald with 3, Mola, old Molly Mole with 2, Hanson with 2, Coe, Burke, West, Ford, March, McDowell, Hawkins and Coombe all chipping in with 1. So Dyer to kick 7 and get best on, Trelaw 6 and second best, Fitzgerald 3 and third best. So I'm not sure if he just copied who was the goal scorers and then who was...
Titilio's ruling the party.
Titilio was full back and they felt sorry for him because he didn't get a touch. But Seaton would definitely be disappointed. I suppose Matty Webber would have come there thinking of pushing their A grade and obviously having a successful B grade because that usually helps with the A's, and they didn't have it. So Hadger, Stereo getting in the best for Seaton, Cartwright, Harris, Whitaker and another Harris. So I just want to say congrats to Scotland as well. He won't be watching this, I wouldn't have thought, but played his first ever game of footy being a rugby player and from Scotland, so good work, mate. But disappointing for Seaton. I do
feel sorry for Webby. I think he's gone there with a whole bunch of expectations, and I think a lot of people around him have had big expectations, especially from where he's come from with the Magpies to now a Division 3 club, and it just hasn't worked out.
He's had some injuries that he's had to deal with, and every club has those, but it makes it hard when you lose your ruckman in the A grade 2 weeks before round 1, and you've relied on him being key or a key forward / ruckman for your side that season, so definitely stretches your B grade especially. So
everybody that have lost. So the next one we had Old Iggy's taking on Golden Grove. So this one was for me was surprising. I thought Golden Grove would be a little bit closer than this, if not get the chocolates, but Old Iggy's 13-10, 88 to Golden Grove, 3-3-21, so yeah, very one-sided.
Yeah, maybe Golden Grove were a bit lost, or they spent the night at HQ and just cruised over to Hunter Park the next morning, but yeah, excellent win from Old Iggy. So
you got Cine with 7, so it's a fair effort, mate. You got Vagnarelli with 3, Crowley and Kerrins getting in the goal scorers, Centenera, DePoy, Allen, Idison and Jay DePoy getting in the best players. For Golden Grove, you had Glody, Barnett and Goods, York, Shenton, Buttery, Glode and Peterson getting in the best players. So hopefully Golden Grove can get a better result next week. The next game was fairly one-sided. Athelston took on Pembroke at Max Amber, and this one was a belting too. 22-13, 145 to Pembroke's 3-1-19.
Yeah, so excellent win from Athelston. Pembroke, Shrek. They don't like Shrek, and no, he's told us to mention something for. I'm not going to do it because Hose is shaking his head, but good win from Athelston. Like I said before, they're a proud club, so they'll be happy with the win, and Pembroke would be disappointed, obviously. Yeah,
especially, mate, this match of the round, sponsored by AG Criminal Law, was we've gone from one extent to the other where we've got nobody submitting team sheets to almost a play-by-play.
Yeah, I thought.
And in here for the fourth quarter, so you can get the full play-by-play. I think you'd be able to get more information out of the SA Footballer magazine, but we'll continue on. Sykes with 7, Orlando with 4, McPeak 3, Divisio with 2, And again, a very, very good spread of players getting in the goal scorers with Ball, Lohman, Monda, Sykes and Langman getting in the best players. For Pembroke, Polyak, Benetsiotis, Lockington, like that.
Yep, have a crack at this one.
Shabibiki.
Ooh, Shibi.
Raz, Graham and Webster getting in the best players. So we are getting better at this though.
Yeah.
So thanks to AG Criminal Law, whereas if you're out at Pembroke and your car is stolen, he will back you in. But I think Athelston will just continue on their merry way, I think.
Yeah, well, they're sitting mid-table at the moment, so they'll be hoping for a good finish to the first half of the season and come home strong, I would have thought.
Yeah, and it's like they're sitting fifth. We thought they'd be a lot higher, but that just helps them out a hell of a lot. So the next game was Mitcham, the Hawks, taking on Foss Camden, and it was 10-21, 81 to 1 goal 3-9. Unfortunately, Mitcham going down by 72 points.
Yeah, Foss Camden, I remember we used to play them trial games a few years back against them, and they used to have that perfect mix in the B grade of some really old quality heads that had played a lot of A grade footy or appeared to have, and some good quality youngsters coming through. So without knowing and playing against them, it sort of appears that they've got the same sort of setup at the minute. So they'll be hoping to get back up to Division 2 and Division 1, where I'm sure they believe they belong.
Yeah, and I wonder if Mitcham's had any sort of hurt from Unley coming up and getting the extra teams in, like the fourth team in this year, and just everybody sort of going to Unley.
Yeah, definitely. It can be an issue. So quite possibly. I don't know enough about Mitcham. So
you had McGill with 2, Papatolis with 2, Martin with 2 also, Cameron, Flett, Cadzow and Young. Best players was Cameron, Martin, McDonald, Eddie and Young. And we had, what is it? There he is. Meaden kicking 1, solitary goal scorer. Rosewall, Sapenda, Pitts, Dykers and Furness. If that's, I don't know if that's Dykers.
No, that's Dykers.
Is that Dykes? The Dykers.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so looking into next week for round 8, we've got Foss Camden taking on Old Ignatians at Camden Oval.
So it's top versus 4th, I believe. Oh, 3rd, sorry.
3rd.
So really important game for both teams. So Iggy's obviously want to keep top. Foss will be pushing to get a bit further up. I'm going to go with Foss in this one at home.
Yep, I will agree with you there, mate. I think Fossies will get the job done. Golden Grove take on Plimpton at Harpers.
That's a bit of a tricky one because Plimpton had the bye last round, I believe. So they'll be pretty fresh, but Golden Grove at home, it's a fair old trip. Plimpton to Golden Grove, so I'm going to go with the home team.
Beautiful facilities out there in New South. Pembroke take on Mitcham at Haslam, the Tree Oval.
I suppose you got to go with Pembroke on that, and how Mitcham played last week and where they're sitting on the ladder, so Pembroke for me.
Hopefully Mitcham can be competitive, but don't think that will be the case, just seeing where everything's at for them. But yeah, Pembroke will get the job done. And last one, at Maxham, the sports field, we've got Athelston taking on Flinders Park.
Yeah,
this
is
will be a
probably game of the round, I would have thought, for the Bees in Division 3. I'm going to go with... Really could toss a coin on this one. If I actually had a coin, I would probably do it, but I'll go with Athelston at home.
Yeah, with Athelston. I will agree with you there, mate. It's I think Athelston will get the job done. And Seaton Ramblers have the bye. It's come at a really good time. So that's it for this week, and we'll catch you again next week. Make sure you subscribe to the SA Footballer magazine, which comes out to you every week.